In this video, we're going to take a digression from answering our ultimate question regarding convergence. We're going to learn a little bit more about how to get help when learning Mathematica. So first of all, there are often many different ways to do something in Mathematica. For example, we learned about syntax of using the factorial function here, the way we originally answered this problem, but Mathematica is a fairly good programming language. If I would have used the exclamation point following the 5 and hit Shift-Enter here, Mathematica is smart enough to know that in a mathematical context, the only use for the exclamation mark would be as a factorial, and it will interpret this correctly and give us the right answer. If at any point in time we knew about a mathematical function and we wanted to know more about it, Mathematica has a tremendous help option. So if I wanted to know more about the factorial command and how to use it, I could put a question mark in front of the command, hit Shift-Enter, and it would try to tell me about my options for that factorial command. And it will give me more documentation if need be and direct me to a more intricate explanation if I ask for more and more information. So whenever you're looking for help in Mathematica, you can use that question mark feature. It will give you concise information with the opportunity to always ask for more. So know that that help is waiting for you. The other thing that Mathematica does is it gives you the ability to ask it questions and it will try to figure out what you mean. So maybe you didn't even know that factorial was the command, you didn't know if the exclamation point would work. What you can do in Mathematica is type an equal sign first and then write your question in plain English. So you could say something like, how do I compute 5 factorial? Hit Shift-Enter. And if Mathematica knows the answer, it will show you the Mathematica command and compute the answer for you. So you can try your best to type in English, and Mathematica will try its best to understand what you want. Last but not least, Mathematica does have a collection of common things that people like to do in Mathematica. So you could go up here to Palettes and hit the Basic Math Assistant. Just like a calculator, there's both a basic and an advanced tab for things that you might want to do in Mathematica, like compute integrals or trigonometric functions or use a factorial. All of those buttons are here, and you can interact with Mathematica in this way if you find that more comfortable as well. Now, the last thing we'll do in this video before we ultimately answer our question is learn about tables in Mathematica. Tables are very, very important and can be used for lots of things. So let's first ask Mathematica to help us figure out what the table command does. And in fact, in Mathematica, you can use that table function in several different ways. What I want to use the table command for is to list out the terms of the sequence that we are interested in. That sequence was given by 1 over n factorial. We will be focusing on this third syntax of the table function in Mathematica, where we start by giving the table an expression in terms of a particular variable. We then put a comma after that expression, and then from within curly braces, we tell it the variable's name, what we want the variable to start at, and where we want the variable to stop. And the output of this table command will be a list of the different values as your variable takes on these different values. So let's keep that syntax right here at the top of the page, and let's ask Mathematica to create a table for us. I always like to start and stop my braces right away, and then backspace to go inside the table. The first thing I need is the expression I want to generate involving a variable. The expression I want to generate is a fraction, so I can use that fraction button in the Basic Math Assistant, and it should be 1 over n factorial, and I can do that factorial in all sorts of various ways. That's the expression portion of this part of the table command. I then need to move my cursor from the denominator of that fraction up here to within the table command and put a comma. And the next thing I need to do are put start and stop braces, like that. And then I back into those braces. I tell Mathematica, what is the variable that I used in the expression? Well, I used the variable n, so I'll put that there. Then I need to put a comma, and I need to say, what value do I want n to start with? Well, let's start at the very beginning. Let's start with n being equal to 1, place another comma, and then let's tell it where we want n to stop. In my slides, I generated 4 terms of a sequence, so let's put a 4 there. And that's all that Mathematica needs to make a table of these values. So I'll come to the end of the brace, I'll hit Shift Enter, and Mathematica will output for me the first 1, 2, 3, 4 terms of this particular sequence. And that table command is powerful because it lets us walk through multiple examples of the variable at one time in a particular order, and that will be the key for us to determining when we are within epsilon of our proposed limit, which we'll do in the next video.